Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time long ago, there were two children of a poor woodcutter, named Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their father and stepmother in a tiny hut. And as they lived together, the woodcutters struggled to keep the family fed. There was not enough food to support a family of 4. So the stepmother had their father take them into the woods and abandon them. Hansel had secretly listened to what the stepmother told their father, so that evening he snuck out, picked up some white pebbles from the back of the house, and tucked them away. The next day, when their father took the two out of the house, Hansel stealthily left white pebbles along the entire way they walked, so when the father left them in the middle of the forest, Hansel and Gretel were able to walk back, following the white pebbles to arrive safely at home. But the stepmother didn't give up. Once again she ordered the children to be left alone. And this time she made sure the children were kept in their room all night long so they couldn't go out and collect any more white pebbles. When morning came, the father quietly passed a piece of bread to Hansel and Gretel before taking them out to be abandoned in the forest. Hansel secretly broke off crumbs of bread and left them along the way in place of the white pebbles, but every one of them was picked up and eaten by birds, making it impossible for the two children to find their way back. The two wandered lost in the forest until dark, when they found a house made of gingerbread with a bread roof, doors and windows of chocolate, and walls were full of colorful candies. The ravenous children didn't waste a second before starting to munch on the house. This house belonged to an old witch. She opened the door and made as if to invite Hansel and Gretel come inside to rest. The exhausted siblings trusted her, so followed her into the house. Once inside, straight away the old witch grabbed Hansel, put him in a cage, and forced Gretel to be her servant. The old witch forced Hansel to eat lots of food and sweets each day, thinking to fatten the boy up to make him into a meal for herself. But her eyesight was very bad, so each day she would have Hansel put his finger outside of the cage for her to grab and check if it was fat enough yet for good eating. So instead, Hansel used skimpy little chicken bones for her to hold, and when she realized he wasn't getting any plumper at all, she lost patience. "I'll just eat you skinny like this," she growled angrily, and ordered Gretel to light the oven in preparation for roasting her brother. Gretel was a smart girl. She lit the oven, but then fooled the old witch by saying the oven wouldn't light. So the witch pushed Gretel out of the way to stoop over and light it herself. When she saw the old witch leaning into the oven, Gretel pushed her inside right just as it was firing up, then unlocked her brother to get him out. They both knew there was a treasure chest in the gingerbread house, and they certainly didn't forget to carry it away as they made their escape out into the woods. The two tried again for many days to get back to their house, and finally managed to make it all the way home. Their guilt-ridden father ran out of the house and joyously hugged his two children. The stepmother had long ago left because she couldn't stand the poverty. Hansel and Gretel immediately showed the old witch's treasure chest to their father. And at last the three of them were once again able to live together in happiness. Finally, this story teaches you that, We should be able to solve any problem if we're resourceful and courageous.